Perhaps the first test of the Trump administration's ability to really govern and to handle the awesome responsibilities of the White House will be met on Monday. The Easter egg roll. Now, they've had state dinners, they've had news conferences, they've had God knows how many world leaders visit the White House, but that's nothing compared to the logistics of the Easter egg roll.
It sounds like it's going to be a mess.
It does. Why?
Well, because I don't think they realized how much went into an event that usually attracts 35,000 people.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I mean, that is, and I always, that figure always seemed astounding to me. But yes, 35,000 people. I think that they're going to pare it down to like 20,000 this year. But I mean, and it's
and they didn't start planning it right until like yesterday.
Well, so what I wrote about
seriously,
so what I wrote about yesterday is the fact that, and I think this is hilarious. They reached out to PBS and then in turn Sesame Street to get like a character or two from those brands, and it was like right around the same time as they announced the budget cuts to PBS that would like eliminate the entire public television budget. Now, obviously, Sesame Street is sort of self-sustaining because they have sort of HBO and other revenue streams. So they're fine with even if the Trump budget went into effect.
But they should say we'd love to do it, but we can't afford it because we're broke.
Well, what no one will tell me is whether or not like they're throwing shade at the White House, but I kind of think they are because they're only giving them one character and they're not releasing who they're giving to them.
Oh.
So I think they're going to give them like like the worst Sesame Street character.
I'm trying to think of who the worst Sesame Street character is.
I mean, is it Oscar the Grouch?
Might be. Well, who was it?
It's not
But he's
Oscar.
so popular,
He is
though. I
pretty
love
popular.
Oscar.
Didn't they used to roast Trump back in the day? Who was the?
They had like an actual Muppet of Trump. So I mean,
Yeah.
they could just send that and be like, "Here you go, happy Easter egg roll." I don't think they're going to throw that much shade. But I was talking to my friend Tommy McFly, who had been the MC for the last 6 years, and
Oh, that's right.
And we were chatting, and I wrote up his quotes in the story that I did yesterday.
Is he the guy who was fired? No. Okay.
No,
What am I
he's
thinking?
he's a local radio
You're
personality.
thinking of the parade announcer, I think.
I
that
was
got
thinking
fired,
of the
yeah.
inauguration, the guy they fired. Yeah, right.
No, Tommy's, a younger guy, had always done sort of the announcements for these big acts at the Easter egg roll. Like Beyonce has come before.
Yeah,
Janelle Monáe, like all, sort of, the A-list types. And he was like, yeah, I didn't hear anything from them. I've been talking to all the various people that I'd always talked to in regards to the Easter egg roll. No one's heard a peep. The company, and the New York Times reported this, the company that made the eggs actually had to tweet.
Yeah, they tweeted
They
at
had
him.
to tweet at the White House and Trump and Melania and Ivanka to be like, hey, you're about to miss your deadline if you want the commemorative Easter
Those
eggs.
wooden eggs.
Yeah, those wooden eggs.
Whichever one, it's sort of a well-known collectible,
Yeah.
like the White House Christmas ornament. Like you need to have a design, get the eggs out. And so, I mean, I think it's going to be a mess. And it's also the same situation that we've seen for everything else regarding Trump. Republican National Convention, inauguration. I mean, also the fact that he's not going to be at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. He can't get celebrities to come out for these events because he's alienated all of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And so, who are the entertainers going to be? He's literally going to have like one Muppet. Like that's it for 20,000 people. That's all I've heard. And they're being very cagey about announcing all these details because I think they're literally just like throwing it together.
And
like Obama, when he was president, he would like read to the kids.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't let my kids anywhere near Donald Trump.
well, I think the saving grace might be if Sean Spicer dresses up like the Easter Bunny again. They can at least be like, "Oh, that's cute." That'll get him some good.
That'll
PR.
be the story.
Good PR. Look at Spicy, and then then we won't report on what a disaster it was.
And for the record, this is based on the fact that Sean Spicer did.
Yeah, he did.
In fact, dress up in an Easter Bunny suit for George W. Bush.
And if you haven't seen those pictures, Google them immediately because they're
Yes.
fantastic.
Can you imagine doing that?
Never in a million years.
No.
I'm gonna put
No, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. I agree.
You wouldn't dress up like an Easter Bunny for your kids?
No, I wouldn't. I'm trying to think of like, no, I wouldn't do it.
No, I think that the suit would be too hot.
That's it.
But I've purposely never gone to the Easter egg roll because that whole thing to me, getting in line with 35,000 people, or even as
Most of them kids.
most of them kids,
Yeah.
right? No, or even as a member
Pass.
of the press corps to go and have to go through
Oh.
the security and then get out there and see all these people. But it's all day long, and they come in waves,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
not because they can't handle
There's
that
no,
many.
Like at least before there was something to see,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like there would
right.
be performers or celebrities.
Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce was there.
Yeah, and it
No,
was,
I've never covered it as press either, even though it's always been sort of at least peripherally on my beat because at least in the Obama years, they would shove all the press in the back, like, in these like rope area, and you couldn't see anything anyways.
Yeah.
And so it was interesting, even trying to find like wire photos of like the appropriate Muppets that I needed for my story yesterday. They didn't exist. We had to like look at the White House videos and get screen grabs because, all the reporters were sort of stuck in the back and all the kids were up front.
yeah. I mean, the Pope was the biggest thing that I've been to at the White
Same.
House.
I
and
was
it
there as for that as well, and I of course did not get up early enough to be able to see anything.